The best kinds of butterfly effects are the ones where seemingly little events eventually lead to something big. Something as small as a fielding error can have huge consequences somewhere down the line. In the mid-2000s, one of the best pitchers in the American League was Chin-Ming Wang, and a fielding error in a random 2008 game not only altered Wang's career, but the careers of many others as well. Before I continue, remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to Start Raving Sports to stick around for future content. Also, if you have your own butterfly effect you want me to cover, leave it down in the comments. Signing with the Yankees as an amateur free agent in 2000, Wang made his debut in 2005 as one of the first players of Taiwanese descent to play in MLB. What made Wang different from his peers was his ability to induce contact for outs. His best season came in 2006, where he finished second in Cy Young voting behind Johan Santana. These two pitchers couldn't have been more different. The stat that sticks out the most is strikeouts, as Santana led the league with 245 strikeouts and had the second highest Ks per nine among starters. Wang had the lowest Ks per nine and tied for the second least amount of strikeouts. But like Santana, Wang did this while pitching over 200 innings. Since the start of the divisional era in 1969, only 6 pitchers have completed a season with less than 80 strikeouts and an ERA plus of at least 125 in over 200 innings pitched. After 1983, Wang is the only pitcher to accomplish this. So how did he do it? His sinker. This is a pitch Yankees pitcher Andy Pettitte called the best sinker he's ever seen. Blue Jays outfielder Vernon Wells said the difference between Wang and other sinker ballers is that Wang's sinker moves so late. He throws the pitch so hard that a batter doesn't have time to react. By the time you swing, the ball is almost in the dirt. After a successful first 3 seasons in MLB, 27-year-old Wang was looking like a staple in the Yankees rotation for many years to come. However, in mid-2008, all it took was one inning to change Wang's career forever. June 15th, 2008, an interleague matchup between the Yankees and Astros at Minute Maid Park. Yes, an interleague matchup. The Astros were still in the National League at this point, so the pitchers had to hit. After 5 innings of work, Wang had allowed 6 hits but no runs, and the Yankees were up by 3 runs heading into the 6th inning. After singles by Jorge Posada and Robinson Cano and a flyout by Melky Cabrera, Wang was up to bat with 1 out. Prior to this game, Wang had only 8 career plate appearances in his first 3 seasons. What were the results? 6 strikeouts and no successful sacrifice hits. Now, Wang was in a position to bunt over both runners to scoring position. He ended up misplacing the bunt and Posada was out at third. But Cano moved over to second, and Wang was on base for only the 2nd time in his career. Then, with 2 outs, the next batter, Johnny Damon, grounded the ball to shortstop Miguel Tejada. However, Tejada committed a throwing error, and if I'm reading the box score correctly, he threw the ball to second base, but it was off target in some way. This error kept the inning going, and now the bases were loaded for Derek Jeter. Jeter hit a single to right field, which scored both Cano from third and Wang from second. Unfortunately, Wang was limping by the time he scored and had to be taken out of the game. Wang had suffered a significant foot injury, and it was enough for him to be out until at least September. But Wang did not appear in another game until the start of the following season in 2009. Yankees owner Hank Steinbrenner wasn't happy, saying the National League needed to join the 21st century and add the DH. Pitcher Mike Mussina said American League pitchers don't hit or run the bases, and when they do reach base, you never know what's going to happen. Wang came back for the start of the 2009 season, but he just wasn't the same. It was clear that he wasn't fully healthy, something Wang said himself in spring training. Jorge Posada said the ball wasn't moving as much, and the sinker velocity was 2 to 3 miles per hour slower. In his first 3 starts, this is what Wang had accomplished. Yeah. A week after his 3rd start, Wang was placed on the injured list for injuries in both hips. He came back in late May as a reliever, but started games again in June. After 6 more starts, Wang wasn't much better, and on July 4th, he left his start early with an injured right shoulder. A few weeks later, it was announced Wang needed shoulder surgery and was out for the rest of the 2009 season. After the season, the Yankees chose not to re-sign Wang, and he became a free agent. Wang went from the #1 spot in the Yankees rotation to not being offered a contract during arbitration in the span of 2 seasons because of a freak base running injury. Prior to the 2010 season, Wang signed an incentive-based contract with the Nationals, hoping he'd be back on the mound by mid-May. However, after a few more updates throughout the season, Wang didn't pitch at all in 2010. He ended up re-signing with the Nationals for the 2011 season, and after a few more months of rehab, Wang returned to big league action on July 29, 2011, over 2 years after his final start with the Yankees. It wasn't a great return, but it was a long-awaited return nonetheless. For the rest of the season, Wang was pitching close to his old self, and he was able to end the season on a high note with his start on September 24th against the Braves. The only run he allowed was a Freddie Freeman home run, but after a 6-inning start, Wang ended his 4th straight start without allowing a walk. Everything seemed to be falling into place for Wang, but this is where the story takes a turn. Prior to this game, the Braves' month of September wasn't looking too great. They were 9-13 for the month with 5 games left to go, and they were losing ground in the wildcard race. At the beginning of September, the Braves were 8.5 games ahead of the next best team, the St. Louis Cardinals. Even after winning the first game of the National Series, the Braves were only 3 games ahead of the Cardinals with 5 games left to go. With Wang pitching one of his best games of the season and the Cardinals winning their game, the Braves were now only 2 games ahead with 4 games left to play. While the Braves had been dropping games throughout September, the Cardinals were experiencing their best run of the season. With the Braves facing the near 100-win Phillies to end the season, the Cardinals were facing the Cubs and the Astros, the 2 worst teams in the NL Central. The Braves needed to win this series against the Nationals. Well, Wang altered the Braves' plans in Game 2, and the Braves lost Game 3 as well, while the Cardinals won. With 3 games left to go, the Cardinals were only 1 game behind the Braves. The Cardinals won 2 out of 3 against the Astros, while the Braves were swept by the Phillies, including a brutal 13-inning loss in Game 162. With this loss, the Cardinals qualified for the playoffs before their game even ended. The Cardinals stayed hot for the rest of the postseason, and in one of the greatest World Series matchups in modern history, the Cardinals came out on top. Now look, I'm not trying to say the 2011 Cardinals owe all of their success to Chin-Ming Wang. However, the fact Wang was in this position to make this start was remarkable. Just 3 years prior, Wang was a staple in the Yankees rotation with his whole future ahead of him. But a freak base running injury that only happened because of a throwing error eventually led to Wang's career completely derailing from its destined path. If that injury doesn't happen, Wang is either still a Yankee or he's pitching for a playoff contender, which the Nationals were not. But because of the injury, Wang was wearing a Nationals uniform on September 24th, 2011. Speaking of the Yankees, ahead of the 2009 season, the Yankees signed CC Sabathia and AJ Burnett to long-term deals. If Wang stayed healthy for the entire 2008 season, do the Yankees still sign both Sabathia and Burnett? And more importantly, do the Yankees still win the 2009 World Series if Wang is fully healthy? All valid questions, but the injury eventually led to the Yankees going on a different path, and Wang joining the Nationals and starting that game against the Braves, the first loss in a 5-game losing streak to end the Braves season. The Cardinals still needed to continue their momentum through the end of the regular season and postseason to win the World Series, but Wang's performance allowed the Cardinals to gain a game on the Braves in the wildcard standings, all because of a throwing error back in 2008. With all of this said, I don't want to see Wang's legacy be tainted by this injury. While his days as a big league starting pitcher were over after poor 2012 and 2013 campaigns, he made a comeback in 2016 as a reliever for the Royals. In what was the final season of his career, this was the culmination of all the hard work Wang put in to make it back to MLB after being released in 2013, which can be seen in its entirety in a 2018 Netflix documentary called Late Life. Wang is currently a pitching coach for a team in the Chinese Professional Baseball League, but during the height of his playing days, Wang was a national hero in Taiwan. Baseball is the most beloved sport in Taiwan, and Wang was said to be the baseball star the people had been waiting to pour their hearts for. On days where Wang pitched, the major newspapers charged a higher advertising rate. Speaking of advertisements, Wang had a lot of them. McDonald's, Ford, Isun Bank, and Acer were just some of them. Acer even claimed that Wang's name alone increased product sales by 10% and lowered the average consumer age by almost 4 years. In the US, Wang is regarded as a once great pitcher whose career is plagued by what-ifs. And today we found out that he played a small part in the 2011 Cardinals' road to a championship. In Taiwan, he is a cultural icon, one of their baseball greats. It just goes to show that everyone has a unique story. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe to Raving Sports, and check out my channel, SportStorm. And of course, leave your butterfly effect scenario in the comments. Thanks for watching.